Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am JteeLit, and we are back. We are back for episode 4 of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Y'all, we moving along. We are moving along, and listen, the season is crazy, and every episode we find out that somebody else knows somebody that knows somebody that know them that's twice removed from them, and it's like
Rhode and Albertstein's grandmother and my grandmother, okay, they were sisters.
damn, I could never live in such a small city like that because that's just too close knit for me. That's too close knit. But anyway, we get the episode started with just a few little montages here and there. We have Alicia in a pizza shop with her fiance. We have Joellen. She is packing up for a work trip in Chicago, and she lets us know, look, I can't be no stay-at-home mama. Okay, I'll go to sleep with all the dishes in the sink. I don't care. I need to work. So she has a sales trip that she's going to, and glad to know that she didn't really get the shenanigans of Rula's husband didn't affect her job like that. Um, but I'm pretty sure people still be talking about her at work because of that situation. But yeah, we get that. So we get a scene where Dolores goes to visit Liz, and the double mint twins is what I'm going to call them. When I tell you, it's kind of weird because I was seeing other old pictures of Liz, and she didn't look like Dolores back in the day, but now she looks like Dolores. So it's like, did you get all these surgeries to look like Dolores? Because why do you look so much like Dolores? It's a little weird. But as I said last episode, Liz was drunk, and she talks about like how she kind of was like, oh my God, I kind of overreacted in a way because I was drunk. But also the whole thing didn't make sense. She also kind of lets it be known that I have an issue with Kelsey because I really felt like she had another motive as far as you're trying to hide the fact that you're the one that used to sleep with Dino, or
What?
or used to hook up with Dino. And it's like, oh my God, Kelsey, what is going, why does everybody know everybody, and what are we doing? Liz also mentions they're talking about Rula, and because they're saging the house, and they're like, "Yo, you got to sage all this. It was some bad energy in here, so you got to sage everything." And Liz talks about how Rula is a boss at work, but baby, when it comes to her household, she ain't it. She ain't it. Um, and they talk about that. They also kind of go into back to Kelsey about how Kelsey owes me an apology. And I am so confused as to what Liz is talking about. It's like, I feel like Kelsey was trying to tell you in the moment, like, yo, I don't feel like you need to make this public display at your husband's party with the alleged side dude that you have that everybody's talking about, just so you can make this display to everybody, say, hey, look at us, we're all good. She's telling you that don't do that. It's unnecessary. But you're like, no, I want to do it so everybody, it can dead the rumors. That's not going to dead the rumors. It's going to be like, oh, you're performing. So that's not going to help your situation. So I feel like Kelsey was trying to help you, but Liz, you've copied and pasted Dolores's face. And if you are a fan of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, to me, Dolores has this whole mafia delusion about her. She doesn't like to see women get emotional and express emotions or cry. She feels like she's very loyal, and I gotta do this and this.
In Italian culture, where you don't ask someone their personal business, you don't address the pink elephant in the room.
And Dolores is delusional at times as well. There's a reason her and Teresa are best friends. So I don't know what Liz is talking about, but she has the same mentality of, yeah, I'll give her an apology, but she also owes me an apology. And what does she owe you an apology for? That don't even make sense. So then we fast forward to a scene with Alicia, Nosy Rosie, Ashley, and Kelsey. And Alicia, aka Karen Smith, they are going to eat you up at this reunion because you are messy. You are messy, messy, messy. And you've been messy since the first episode. You talk a lot of trash in your confessionals. You talk a lot of trash around people. And as we're going to see as the episode progresses, when you called out on it, you like, oh, no, no, no. Because you don't want people to realize how sneaky you are behind the scenes. But they have this conversation. They're talking about this weird pizza-less cheese. What they call this, pizza chips, something stupid that they just made up. If it's a culture thing, sorry, but it's pizza without the cheese, and they eating it. And I'm like, okay, never want to try that. But they're kind of just replaying the events of what happened at the party, at Liz's party. But before they even get there, we see just how out of place Ashley is with this group of women. They're all dressed in designer. They're ready to go to the beach club, and Ashley's taking them to the regular beach, the regular folks' beach. But also, this city is not that big, so stop acting like y'all ain't been to this beach before. That was weird. I was like, stop acting like y'all too above it. Y'all know y'all been to this beach before. Like, get out of my face with that. But Ashley, Liz, Ashley, I have a little bit more information as it relates to you, and I saw the clips. I went down the rabbit hole.
And to see you with someone I can't do it both. I can't do both things. How am I supposed to find another you?
That is Tick of the Talk, and I saw how much you ran after that man and how much you chased him and how much you cried and how he didn't pick you the first time. You had to go back a second time, and it was given you cried your way into that marriage. So I'm looking at your marriage a little bit differently now. And yeah, Ashley, I don't know about you. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. At least it's marriage. I think more so because I see how the steps that y'all took to get there. I'm like, mm, I don't know. But anyway, the ladies they talk about that, and then the women go into Kelsey, and they're like, and Alicia, she just itching. She like, tell me, I'm about to, like, tell me what happened, because she wants to know all the tea, because she wants to talk about everybody behind their back, and she wants to spread it. Alicia, they go eat you up at the reunion. They're gonna eat you up at the reunion. You're not gonna be able to make it. You're not gonna be able to make it. And before they even get to that, like I said, Alicia is in her messy ass bag, because she tells us that Rula met Brian while Brian was married to her Spanish high school teacher.
My God, today.
Roydale and Alberstein's grandmother and my grandmother, okay, they were sisters.
Messy. Messy boots. Messy boots.
Y'all too close for me, baby. Too many people know everybody, and I don't want no parts of it. Everybody know everybody, and that Alicia knows everybody's business. You gotta watch. I'm gonna keep saying that this entire review. You gotta watch Alicia. Alicia, come here, because I'm watching you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I know you know everything, but I see you. I see you, Alicia. So she tells us that, and I'm like, that's weird. So Brian, and they like, so Brian been a cheater. Damn, he cheated on his wife with Ruler. But if that's the case, how you get him is how you lose him. So if you knew that man was married when you was with him, I don't know. I don't know. Tell you. I don't know. Tell you. I don't know. I don't know. So then, like I said, we get to Liz and Kelsey. And Kelsey's like, yeah, so I was trying to help the girl, but she called me a bad friend. She called me out like 50 million times. And, she just kind of spazzed out. But then here come Alicia again, was like, Alicia, you put in work this episode. She was like, yeah, I'm scared of her, because when she gets to that moment, she's just hard to deal with. She's a hothead, she'll go at you, so you never want to be on her bad side. And it's like, okay, but if you pay attention, like I said, I've labeled these girls the mean girls. I've labeled them. So Karen Smith is over there talking, and we see Gretchen Wieners, aka Nosy Rosie. She's over there listening. She's taking notes, and she's gonna carry that bone, and she's gonna call you out in front of everybody, Alicia. And we see in the previews how you're gonna respond and play it out. So now I'm ready to get to that scene, because Alicia, we're like 10 minutes into the episode, and you are already causing so much chaos and confusion and dropping so much tea in the confessionals. Alicia, they gonna be on you. All right, so we are back with Joe Ellen and her sister Jen and her husband Gary. Joe Ellen, you my girl. You my girl. So I just want you to just come here. Come closer to the camera. Hold. Okay, come here. Joe Ellen, your sister is playing the long game. Right? Your sister's playing the long game because you stole her man in high school. Mm, 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 mm. It's giving Maxine and Terry from Soul Food all over again. Mm, mm, mm. So Joellen is still away at her business trip, and she asked her sister Jen to come over and help with the household while she's away. So Jen is cooking. She's pushing the kids on the swings, and she's doing laundry. She's playing in Gary's dirty drawers. Um, yeah, he's asking her go ahead sniff him. Yeah, it's I think this is kind of where the my common sense clashes with cultural differences as far as like Italians and the how close knit they are as a family. It's gonna start to butt heads because this side of me is like, I wish like hell, but then I understand the family ties of certain cultures and traditions, but also the two the two it's
Them continents don't meet, huh? Huh?
it's a little the history. You stole this man from my sister. Now my sister, we weren't close, but we just got close. She said 2010, I think, when your dad died. Grief brings people together sometimes. I understand. Now you know what it's like to have a best friend, and you can't imagine life without it. And it doesn't seem weird. What's up with y'all in these weird entanglements over here down to the Rhode Island? You got Liz, her husband, and Dino. You got Kelsey, her boyfriend, and her other boyfriend. Then you got, they say Joellen is a swinger because they say, when we go get into that room? Cause who you swinging? Is he swinging with your sister? Cause then she talks about, yeah, how her sister kind of wants a Gary, and her sister, I don't know if she said wants his sperm, and it's like you can't have his sperm. It's like, it's, baby, this is, again, I gotta find the balance because it's giving everybody is everywhere all at once. Y'all are playing Twister with everybody, and everybody is just all on top of each other. It's like one big giant small city ass orgy. Mm. Joel, and I don't know if I don't know. You keep an eye on that sister because it's she playing a long game. She playing a long game with your ass. So now we're over at Alicia's house, and I love Alicia's aunts and mom. I love them. I can see them having their own spinoff show. They are like real classic old school Italian women. They come with all this food, all these pastries, all that kind of things. And the thing I do like about the show, I like how it seems as though you can tell the history of everybody as far as their friendships, because Liz gets there first, and like the aunts and the mom, they're embracing Liz, like, hey, what's up, girl? Like they know this woman. After Liz shows up, I believe it was Rula next. After Rula, then we have Ashley, and Ashley is like, I feel like a duck out of water because my support animal, or my emotional support, uh, Rosie, isn't here. So this is my first time really interacting with this group of women like this before. So they're just kind of sitting down having conversations. And Billy is there. Billy is Liz's long-term fiance. He's there. He just kind of decides to leave. And the second he leave, it was like they was just ready to talk about his ass. So Liz is like, yeah, I like him, but he needs to do right by you. So they have the conversation about her name not being on the house. And Ashley comes in and was like, well, no, this is where you raise your children. This is your house too, so your name needs to be on it. And they're kind of just giving her advice. I can tell that Alicia's aunts and um, mom are like here for the conversation because we've seen them been telling her this whole time as well. And then they kind of pivot to Rula, and they like, Rula, so are you happy? And Rula, of course, what's her tagline?
I have a blessed life and I'm a loyal wife.
She's like, yeah, I am. And they kind of talk about dealing with infidelity with these men and how, something that you just wouldn't think of because these men are out here doing all types of cheating. One of the aunts was like, yeah, I dealt with it for a long time. But do you really want to be that person that's always questioning everything? Where is he at? Why is he late? Why did he miss this? Oh, he has a business appointment or a business meeting. Is he really have a business meeting? Like, do you really want to be that paranoid person? Because that's what it turns you into. And Rula in her confessional says, yes, people don't understand the other side of David, but I don't want to be that one always questioning things. So I found that interesting that she said that in that confessional. So hopefully there is some hope for her. And it's crazy because what's going on in the news as well with her and David, because he get arrested for some kind of like not stalking but like spying on her, like putting a tracking device on her phone. It's like the audacity of you out here cheating, this woman out here posting videos of y'all, and you putting tracking devices on me because you think I'm about to get back at your ass. And that's what one of the aunts was saying. The aunts was like, I want you to hurt him. I want you to hurt him. I gotta work on my accent. I want you to hurt him. And then what was the other lady? She was saying Wanda. Yeah, I was with a man and he used to Wanda. Even Alicia was like, what? He used to what? It's Wanda. Like, you don't hear me, Wanda. But yeah, when they were talking about it, Rula was like, I don't want to cry. Now, I know I just mentioned earlier in this review how Dolores is very much stoic and like, don't be crying. She don't want to see women have the emotions. At least Liz is in touch with her emotions. It was like, no, cry, let it out. So Liz, I'll give you that one little thing. I'll give you that one little thing. But yeah, so again, the message was clear. They said, we want you to hurt them. We want you to get your lick back. They want Rula to get her lick back from this man out here embarrassing her. All right, so next we get Nosy Rosie going to go see Ashley, and they're like at some kind of like farm, and Ashley's there with her kids. This scene was cool, but what I got from this was this. Rosie expresses to Ashley how, she doesn't know if she wants to have kids or not. She likes kids. She talks to her nephew all the time. They even tried to have kids before they got married, but she doesn't necessarily know if she wants to have kids. And while she is expressing all of this to Ashley, she has a real life example of why your ass don't want kids. I'm over here talking to you, and this kid is beating your ass as you're talking to him. As we're talking, you can't even look me in my eyes because this kid is all up on your face like this, Ashley. So this was a good example. This was a sign. I would have been like, oh yeah, look at how he beating your ass. I do not want kids, because I'm a person like that. I think about that too. I'm like, damn, do I want kids? And the answer is, I lean more towards no, even though I think I would be a good father, but I don't really know if I want kids like that. Because kids, like she said, I like to be able to drop you off. Same with like dogs. My mom has a dog. I watch her dog from time to time. When he gets on my nerves, I like that I can take him back to her house and drop him off and come back to my space. And I can only with kids, you can't return them back to the store. You can't drop. You sure you can drop them off at grandparents' house or auntie's house or uncle's house, but eventually they got to come back. Rosie also kind of talks about, like I said, she's talked about it in the past episodes, the trauma that she has as it relates to her mom, and how she doesn't want to pass that on. Again, I feel like if it's that deep to you, freeze your eggs just in case as an option. But if you don't want kids, don't try to talk yourself into having kids. Simple as that. So then we get to Liz and the gypsy, the boat. So she says that Jerry has sold the boat. She talked about, I needed clarity on this when she said it the first time, how he be gone for like 3 weeks at a time and he'll come back for like a few days and then go back sports fishing. So he sold the boat. She asked Kelsey to come and help her. And I'm like, the audacity. How you go cuss me out last time I saw you? And now all of a sudden you want me to come and help you move shit off the boat? No, nah, we not doing that. Nah, you go meet me somewhere and you go buy me dinner. You're not about to use me for manual labor. But you know, they're friends, so it is what it is. But they have a sit down conversation, and you know, Liz starts off with, "I apologize at how I reacted." Um, you know, I was looking at it from an angle of like that word you use, as far as ongoing, was just like triggering for me. And they have a real serious conversation, a vulnerable moment. And one thing I can't appreciate, although it's kind of information overload and everybody's overlapping with each other, everybody for the most part seems to be very honest, except for Rula.
What a coincidence! What a coincidence!
Um, but they seem to be very open and honest, because Kelsey talks about how she had a different experience with Dino. She was like, "Yeah, when I was with him, it was traumatic. I have PTSD about it. He would like follow me. He would come to places I was at, and it was just terrible." But I always think about like that as it relates to, I wouldn't even be able to be close to Liz like that, because she was like, "I'm happy that you have a different experience with him and that he's in your life, but I wouldn't even be able to be friends with you like that, because I wouldn't be able to come to places that he possibly is at." So it's just very interesting. It's just like, does nobody want to move? And then also, Kelsey talks about how, yeah, me and Dino, that was over 10 years ago, and it was before me and my current boyfriend were exclusive. Kelsey, come here. I have a few moments of these in the episode. Kelsey, come here, come here, come here. Y'all not exclusive today. You can't be exclusive if I have a girlfriend that I live with 6 months out of the year and you have a dude on the side as well. Exclusive. Kelsey.
Not clicking. What's not clicking?
There's time.
So as we wrap it up, all the ladies are meeting together with the exception of Joellen, because she's still on her business trip, while her sister is at home with her man still.
My God, today.
But anyway, Rula's excited about that. She's like, "Yes, I can finally have fun because Joellen is not here, so I'm gonna let my hair down." The ladies kind of break off. They're doing this little thing where it's like you on like the railroad tracks, and it's kind of like a cycle class almost in a way, but you on railroad tracks, you got to go in two pairs and go. It's going to be 6 miles, 3 miles there, 3 miles back, I guess. So it seems like a fun event. Rula has me weak as hell. She even pulled out her martini shaker. She's making drinks. She's not pedaling. She is like, yeah, these drinks we about to go in. And then Kelsey's like, "Oh my God, this smells like rubbing alcohol." So then Rosie, aka Gretchen Wieners, she's paired up with Liz, and she's like, "Yeah, so what you think of Ashley?" And Liz is like, "Oh damn, I love how direct you are." And she's like, "Yeah, I think she's cool, but she doesn't seem like she wants to get to know me. When she was at my party, she didn't really look at me. She just kind of gave off weird energy." And then Rosie is like, "Well, you come off as scary sometimes because you have this, like, your life together. It seems as though." I think scary was the wrong word. She should have used. I feel like meant to say intimidating, but she does say intimidating when they're on like the beach later after this scene. But yeah, I feel like intimidating was probably the word she should have used. So yeah, that's happening. And then once they kind of get to the little fire pit of where they are, then the ladies kind of they're making marshmallows or whatever. And then Rosie pulls Ashley to the side and she's like, "Yeah, hey, Ashley. Yeah, so you came up when we was over there pedaling." And it's like, "Yeah, she came up, Rosie, because you brought her up." Messy ass.
Messy boo.
And she's like, "Yeah, Liz was talking about how you are like unapproachable in a way, and how you didn't speak to her, and how you came off of this way." And Ashley's like, "Oh my God, Jesus." So while this is going on, Alicia nosy ass as well, kind of looking back like, what they talking about? What they talking about? So Ashley says, "Look, all my life, my people have told me that I come off as unapproachable, but I'm just really a shy person." And that's real. I have some friends that are like that as well. They come off real mean, but they're really just shy or introverted. They don't really like to talk to people. But then we kind of back to the whole, Alicia and her not being on this house situation and all.
Y'all still talking about that?
And all the women again are coming like, yo, you need to be on there. You're not, you don't have a source of income right now, but what you're doing is you are, taking care of the household. And I'm confused because I thought you were like one of the owners of the pizza shop. So how you not have a source of income right now? You're not getting. Alicia, your story is weird because how do you not have money? Is it just his pizza shop? Because I thought you was a part of it as well. So that doesn't make sense. You have a source of income now that you're a housewife, but you probably not making that much because it's the first season. So yeah, that's all fair. So they do this little weird little role play thing, and Alicia kind of gets a little emotional as she's role playing it, just trying to tell a story like, yo, like you make me feel like I'm worthless, and you can only deal with what you put up with. You've been with this man for 11 years. Your name not on the house. Y'all have a kids together. Baby, stand up at some point. So then we kind of fast forward to the mess. And Alicia was like, yo, so what y'all was talking about over there? She's talking about Rosie and Ashley. And, they're like, yeah, we were kind of just talking about Liz and how, intimidated she can be. But at first, because Ashley answered it, and she was like, yeah, we were talking about how me and Rosie are intimidated by you. And Rosie's like, oh, don't put me in it. Nah, Gretchen Wieners, you're in it. You're in it, Gretchen. You started all this. So then they're kind of going back and forth. And, Gretchen Wieners throws out there like, yo, yeah, because ain't that what you said about her, Alicia? Because Liz answers them. I'm getting ahead of myself. Liz answers them and she's like, look, I'm a softie at heart, but I can understand how I can come off as intimidating. And then Gretchen Wieners is like, yo, yeah, ain't that's what you said, Alicia? You was like, yeah, she's often like that all the time. Why you say that? Because now Alicia is like, oh, fuck you. Why would you say that? Don't put me in it. Don't you do that. You don't want to do that, doll. And like, it's like, but Alicia, you did say it. And I'm looking at Kelsey. I'm looking at Ashley. I'm looking at y'all like y'all some punks because y'all were there when she said it. And none of y'all are saying, yeah, you said that, Alicia. Everybody's just like, leaving Rosie out dry. Now, yeah, cool, she started this messy stuff, but y'all were there. Y'all know Alicia said that. So are y'all afraid of Alicia or afraid of Liz or what? But also, well, Kelsey, because that Liz is supposed to be your good big sister. You ain't say nothing. You ain't say, yeah, Alicia, you did say that. It's a mess. So yeah, Alicia has this whole blow up, and in the end, they come back together and they talk and then they hug it out. It was a weird ending. And then Liz kind of wrapped it up in a bow and she said, yeah, that's why we call Alicia the flip flopper. She is definitely a flip flopper. So it was like, Alicia, you was caught. That big reaction, you got caught. But yeah, that was the episode. Overall, I'm gonna give this episode, I'm gonna give it 3 flames out of 5. Like, it was a cool episode for the most part, but it was nothing really truly happened. Really, we kept having the same conversations about this damn house. You know, sure, good episode. I need my girl Joellen back on the scene. I need to get more into Joellen and the sister thing because your sister is playing a long game. So yeah. But yeah, we didn't really learn much about Rula, anything new about Rula, I shall say. And again, Ashley, I'm looking at you funny now that I've went down this rabbit hole and seen how you chase this man, basically.
And to see you with someone, I can't do it both. I can't do both things.
But yeah, so that's the episode. Make sure you follow me on social media. That's JteeLit, JteeLit on IG, and JT Talking Lit on TikTok right now. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the episode down below. Let me know your thoughts on Joellen and her sister watching the house while she's gone, washing her ex-boyfriend's dirty drawers and pushing her nieces and nephews that could have been her kids. Weird. Yeah, so I will see you guys same time next week. Peace.